Welcome back, T-Rex family. Over the last couple of videos, I shared a story about a simple tire repair that turned into a multi-week Campagna T-Rex adventure, then the lessons I learned from it. So I wanted to wrap this up with something a little more practical. If I were buying a T-Rex again today, this is the ownership checklist I'd want in my hands from day one. Again, not as a mechanic, not as an expert, but as an owner who wants fewer surprises and more ride time. If you own a T-Rex or you're thinking about owning one, this video is for you. First things first, lifting safety. Owning a T-Rex means you will eventually have a wheel off the ground. When that happens, here's what I consider non-negotiable. A quality, low-profile jack, solid frame blocks or jack stands with softeners. Never rely on the jack alone, wheel chocks, and a proper torque wrench. Remember that three-wheeled machines distribute weight differently than cars or bikes. Things shift, hydraulics bleed down. Blocking the frame isn't paranoia, it's preparation. Next, know your numbers. At a minimum, you should have lug torque specs, any critical fastener specs that you're likely to touch, and tire pressures that you trust for your riding style and season. For example, my lugs are torqued to 90 foot-pounds. That's not something I want to guess on, and I would have never guessed that 90 foot-pounds was the right number because the lugs on my full-size truck are less than that. These are simple things, but they're the difference between confidence and second-guessing every time you turn a wrench. Paint and powder coat codes is one of those things that just doesn't get talked about enough. You should have all your paint codes, all your powder coat codes, and trim or accent finish information. You should have them before you need them, not when you need them. Color matching by eye on a Campagna T-Rex is a gamble. Having the correct codes is the reason my wheel came back looking factory perfect instead of close enough. Create a small digital folder, save it in the cloud, or print a copy if you want. Future you will be grateful that you did. Another thing to consider is that owning a niche vehicle is less about tools and more about people. You need to pick the right places to do business. A tire shop that you trust, a shop that understands specialty finishes, and at least one place that respects unique vehicles. And here's the key. Integrity matters more than speed. The best shops aren't perfect. Nobody is. The best shops are honest. They communicate. They take ownership when something goes wrong. Believe me, those relationships are worth more than the fastest turnaround times. Now, this might be the least exciting part of the checklist, but it's one of the most important. With a T-Rex, you need to think about tire temperature, road temperature, wind conditions, and seasonal timing. Cold pavement and cold tires change everything. Add gusty winds and 3 racing wheels, and the margin for error shrinks fast. Sometimes the smartest ride decision is not riding at all. Lastly, this is the part that no checklist can fully capture, and that is mindset. Owning a Campagna T-Rex means accepting that simple jobs might just become projects. Valuing patience over speed, doing things once and doing them right, and respecting this machine for what it is. If you approach T-Rex ownership with that mindset, the experience becomes rewarding instead of frustrating. Obviously, this checklist won't prevent every issue, but it will help you to avoid some unnecessary ones. Owning a T-Rex isn't about eliminating problems. It's about being prepared, choosing wisely, and enjoying the ride when the conditions are right. If you've got something related you'd add to this short checklist, drop it in the comments. I'd genuinely love to hear it. If you're enjoying this kind of real-world Campagna T-Rex ownership content, consider subscribing. More rides, more lessons, and hopefully fewer surprises. I'll see you out there. In the meantime, be nice and ride safely.